Welcome to Nightlife 24/7.
Are you ready to talk about sex?
No, let's talk about relationships.
Or is it time to talk about dating, taboos?
It's on your mind.
So let's talk about it
On Nightlife 24/7.
Welcome. I was glad to have everybody back. This is Mac, and this is Nightlife 24/7. I'm here kicking it with my girl, Trini Girl.
What's up?
And my girl, Sweets.
Jonesing.
So, growing up as a kid, I always felt so bad because I had big eyes. And people used to just pick at me because I had big eyes. And for a long time, that was a reason why I didn't even like to try to talk to a girl. And it was so funny that as a teenager, I got picked at. But as an adult, when I joined the military and went overseas, everybody was like, oh, my God, you got big, pretty eyes. And I actually thought I had on eyeliner and all that. So that being said, today's show is two parts. Today, Wednesday, we're going to be dealing with body shaming of teenagers. And then on Friday, we're going to do body shaming again and closing the show out with adults. So, growing up, Trini Girl, did you have anybody that, or have that situation, or were you on the other side picking at those girls who were overweight and the clothes too small, or they had the big breasts, or they had big lips, or the eyes too big, or
I had that issue, which I see it as bullying. I have a big forehead, and they used to call me pregnant forehead, and say my forehead is so big I could smoke a cigarette in the rain and it won't get wet.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I used to get it a lot.
So you were that girl who kept pulling her hair back and showing off her forehead all the time?
No, my mom used to press my hair, and sometimes my hair used to fall off, so she will cut my hair off, and I have that boy cut.
Oh.
And I would have that big forehead with a boy cut, and they used to always tease me and said, "Oh, you like a boy, and your forehead is so big. Your forehead is so big you could smoke a cigarette in the rain and it won't even get wet."
Oh wow, that was wrong.
Bad. Yeah,
oh man, Sweets. What about you? I mean, as a teenager growing up, did you have those ones that used to pick at you about something, some item about your body, the shape, the form, the voluptuousness? What? I mean,
I had to endure a lot of body shaming. First, the major one that really bothered me, I got breast cancer. I was 17.
oh
So
no.
after surgery, I ended up with a big scar on my chest. And because I'm from the hood and I've had a lot of violent things happen to me, it turned into the girl with the bullet hole in her titty.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's what it was. Because when I wear a shirt, if it's like a V cut, there's a big gash on my chest. So that was the one that really started to bother me mentally.
Okay.
It's hard to get away from the hood. It's hard to get away from the ghetto when you have a health issue, but people relate everything to you about the ghetto.
Yeah.
Something violent had to happen to you because you used to have very pretty breasts. Now you have one that's scarred off.
Wow.
But outside of that, it was just that I didn't have no butt. Like, I was the black girl with no butt.
That's just hard to see because you have such a nice ass now. I mean, I look at you and Leslie both, and I don't see what they saw. I don't know.
I was a cheerleader. I was a tomboy, but I was a cheerleader. I used to like to flip. All the rest of the girls had this butt and they used to wear short shorts, and they looked cute in their skirts. And then it was like me. I was like the little Asian girl. That's what they used to call me.
Wow.
Because I had ass like an Asian girl.
Wow.
So you sat on your back?
Oh, yes. 5 squats in between each patient.
Like a roti bake?
Like a root direct. That's funny. So, okay, I'm gonna ask you this, and just because, Trini girl, you're well endowed. I'm gonna just put it out there. You are. I think you are amply endowed. I don't think you're overly endowed. I don't. And see, that's the same how I feel about Sweets. Sweets feels that she's overly endowed. But growing up as a young woman, when did your breasts come in, and did you get picked on about them?
Yeah, I started late. I started getting breasts when I probably was 17 and a half.
That late?
Yeah, and they used to call me ice big tits, so I will not wear my starter bra at school. I'll wear it at night. Because the school shirt, we went to Compre, if you know, Sweets.
Yeah.
How the school shirts were, and it was kind of very thin, so you could see the bra through the shirt. So I didn't want to wear my bra. I didn't want to wear my bra at all. So they used to call me ice big tits. And then again, I had my boy cut, so I looked like a little boy and wearing the pleated skirt. So apart from the big forehead, calling me pregnant forehead and ice big tits. So they just used to be picking on me all the time. So I started developing in the late stage. I was like a tomboy, so I just wanted to take part of every sport in school just to be away from the people that used to bully me and shame my body and everything.
So, Sweets, what about you? What about you? When did it start? The developing start for you?
I was probably in the 6th grade, maybe the 5th grade. By the time I got to the 7th grade, I was already a double D.
Damn.
Oh,
Training bras went out the window for you.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I skipped training bras. Like, literally, I went from those little tank tops, those little T-shirts that used to match your panties,
Uh-huh.
to a regular bra. Like, because I remember my grandmother taking me to go get fitted.
Uh-huh.
And the lady was like, no, she's going pretty fast. She needs this right here. I remember it was an A cup something. And that is like, when you get to the letters, those are adult breasts. I'm
Right.
a small, itty bitty person,
Right,
So,
right.
I was like that fat boy that's running around with his titties hanging out.
Uh-huh.
I was that girl. Until I got my first bra.
Wow.
Wow. I'm going to tell you a story, and y'all probably going to laugh your ass off at me. I was really physically fit as a young kid, and my father used to tell me that I had hands like a girl. So he always used to just pick on me. He's like, damn, boy, your hand's soft like a girl. But I remember one instance where I was walking from home to the community pool, and these girls whistled at me because I always thought I had the ass like a girl. I just did. And they whistled at me, and I turned around and walked all the way back home. I remember in school, I would bend over the water fountain, and the girls would come by and slap me on my ass.
You do have a big ass macaroni.
So I always felt ashamed and embarrassed about that.
Sexually harassed.
Well,
That's
Feels like
sexual
that.
harassment.
yeah, but I just felt like I felt ashamed and embarrassed, like I was being bullied by girls, and it just, I don't know. It was.
They were sexually harassing you. Like right now, because it's 2017, that would have been a crime. That would not have been bullying. That would have officially been sexual harassment.
He would have liked it.
Because just like a man can slap a woman on the behind,
Uh-huh.
it's sexual harassment now. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because
So
I mean,
if you're a teenager
yeah.
and you're at the water fountain, or you're on the way to play football or baseball or whatever, and the girl slaps you on your ass and tell you you got a fat ass, that's sexual harassment.
I know, but the funny thing is, you don't really hear guys talk about that because they can be like, "Oh, nigga, you just a punk. Shut up."
Yeah.
So I went online and I found
I
some.
want somebody to slap my ass, man. slap my ass.
When
Well,
you get
because you're
back,
gonna turn
I'll
around,
do it.
because you're gonna turn around and slap the shit out of them and slap their ass as they going down. I know you.
I didn't have no ass to slap.
I was online and I was checking out body shaming stories for teenagers, and man, they were just talking about Twitter, and I was just like, "Are you serious?" This one is by a young lady.
Twitter is brutal. Twitter
Oh
is
my God! There's like this chick named Hannah Ornstein. She's the assistant editor at 17magazine.com, and you know. I'm going to read you what she says. No one should ever be made to feel badly about their bodies, but unfortunately, it's all too common for someone, even a well-meaning relative or friend, to make a upsetting comment about the way you look that can linger in your memory for years. Okay, this one just blew my mind. They had the young ladies' names with the things that they were told, but I took their names out of it because they're teenagers, kids, and you know I didn't want their names out there. This one stated, "Keep eating like that, and you're going to be a butterball." That's what my dad said when I was 12.
Wow.
What? I never told my daughter anything like that. And don't get me wrong, my daughter is a BBW.
Wow.
I've never said anything about her shape.
Just
ever.
Her self-esteem.
That's crazy. Why would you tell your child something like that? Okay, here is another one. Here is another one that just blew my mind. Okay, this one says, you should wear a girdle. I was 6 years old. I had to ask what a girdle was.
Huh?
So,
6 years old? That's a baby.
what in the hell would you tell a 6-year-old child?
But you have to think about it too. It's the ownership of a parent that gives them the authority to say these things without looking at them in perspective. You know? Because look at your car. You get in your car and you be like, damn, bitch, you dirty. We need to get you to the cleaner.
Yeah.
You don't really need to disrespect your vehicle because it's just something that you own. It's not a living organism. But when it comes to children, people look at children as a product because there's nothing that child can say to them that's going to make them change their mind or do anything different. So they look at the child when it comes to speaking to them that way, just like they look at anything else that they own.
But my job as a parent is to enhance that child's life, to show, to protect them.
Everybody doesn't have that connection. People look at ownership differently. You have ownership. You love your daughter. You know, you breathe life into her. But if you looked at your daughter the same way you looked at your car, you know what I'm saying? People don't have that connection with their children.
It just blows my mind because I know some people who spend more time, money, and effort on their pets than their family.
Yes, I totally understand. I mean, and I'm one of those people because I'll tell somebody real quick, like, you need what? Oh, no. I got to get the dog more dog food this week. But I tell myself, I'm like, boy, thank God I don't have kids.
Oh.
My dog is
Your dogs are your kids.
Yeah.
But people do that with their immediate family. I know people that are like that. They'll go and buy top of the line, good quality cat food, and they can't need shoes.
Wow. Okay. Here's another one that just blew my mind. You would be so beautiful if you only lost X amount of pounds. Something that has followed me since the age of 9.
That's happened to me before.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Wow.
I'm saying, Trinity girl, could you imagine your mother telling you that?
I'll be crying right now, especially if you're hearing that from her every day. You're already dealing with the peer pressure at school and stuff.
Yeah. What you saying? What you saying this week?
For me, it was, you have a nice shape. You have a badass shape. If your titties wasn't so big,
Oh.
Oh, wow.
That's what I used to get.
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow.
People used to tell me that if my ass was as fat as my breast, then I would have a nice shape. Or if my breast was as small as my ass, then I would have a nice shape.
Oh.
So they would tell me that all the time. My mom, my grandmother.
The funny thing is though, hold on. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is Nightlife 24/7. Today we're talking about body shaming among teenagers. And I hate to say it, on the different studies that I read, 94% of body shaming is done by and received from young girls. So right now, that's what we're talking about, body shaming, and mostly it is from teenage females. This one just, wow. I mean, to hear what Sweets just said, if you lost, size in your chest to match your ass, you would be a lot more beautiful. Or if your ass matched that, wow. I thank God that my grandmother just instilled hardcore value. It wasn't about views for me, because she told me from day one, doesn't matter who you with, because you're the only one that has to wake up with them in the morning. Doesn't matter what anybody else says.
Thank you, Grandma.
So it's never been about that. I mean, I've dated women that I know some of my friends were like, dude, really? I was like, yeah, but you know what? Her personality is off the chain, or her sex game up. And that was what was important to me, because I know at some point looks change.
Yeah.
All of that's going away at some point.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
Well, I mean, when I met my ex, I was a BBW. And he's attracted to women of a certain size.
Right.
And our relationship started to change when I started losing weight.
I've known women who said that, who were BBWs. The guys weren't attracted to them once they started losing weight.
Yeah.
But
Because the thing is, if you're attracted to large women, curvy, big women, that's what you like. That's how we met. Nobody told you to change your body. Nobody told you to get healthy. Nobody told you to go to the gym and start working out. Now you look like the rest of them.
You know what? There was a point in my life when I was extremely, extremely vain and conceited. When I was working out, I would only date models. I only dated fitness instructors. I mean, I can't even lie about it. And there were times, I won't even lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie to no one. Your boy said, yo, I met this girl. She got a cousin. I need someone to go out with her. I was like, yeah, what does she look like? Well, she's really nice. I already knew right then. But I was one of those people who would look at that person and be like, oh, dog, seriously? I can't even lie. It wasn't until I hit my late 20s, almost 30s, before I started realizing looks weren't important. It really wasn't important, because I was one of those people. And I had to start putting myself in the shoes of the person that I was sitting there judging or condemning because of the way they looked, or the way they, how much excess weight they had or whatever. And it's hard. It's really hard. Because you can't feel, or you don't know if that person has a medical problem, a thyroid problem, or they just overeat because of stress, or it's hereditary that everybody in their family is big. You don't know.
Yeah, but see, when it comes to these high school kids, first off, you can't really talk about people and personality, because school is built on the clickiness. This group of people, that group of people.
Right.
You can't really pick on the clothes, because people aren't into clothes anymore. Because back in the day, they didn't body shame you. They picked on your clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
That was true. You was the poor kid if you had pro kids on.
And shoes.
Yes.
Now these kids, their parents are working 2 jobs just to get the materialistic things. So it's like, if we can't pick on you about, the material things and about your personality, because you got a cool personality, you're smart, we go to the same school, we know the same people. Only thing I can say about you is something as a physical attribute.
I feel you.
It's more prevalent.
they still kind of pick on you with the material things like phones and stuff and shoes, you know.
Right, right.
Besides body shaming, all that goes along with it. They're still picking
Yeah,
you with
like this
material
body
things.
shaming thing, it didn't just start, but it's a hell of a lot more popular than it was before.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
You used to be able to have one clique of girls, and they were friends because they lived in the same neighborhood. They were friends because, they did the same stuff.
Right.
Now, only the skinny girls can be friends with the skinny girls. The fat girls is all in one club over here.
Right.
The girl with the booty and the nice lips and the eyelashes and the brows and stuff, they're in one little clique. Like, people literally are clicked up according to their body shape.
I can't argue with you. You even see that, I know we're talking about young teenagers, right? You even see that in the clubs. You see it even in the adult clubs.
Right.
It is what it is. That's just how it is.
I mean, like you said, it's a pack of pretty bitches. And
Yep.
when you say that, you automatically assume that they are petite, model-esque women.
Okay, this one's going to blow you away. It says you're going to have to lose weight if you want to do fun things at school and be happy. My mom said before I began the summer before I began junior high. I would honestly, I would slap. I'm being honest. From the bottom of my heart, if that was my wife, I would have slapped her in the mouth. I would have slapped her in the mouth.
But when it says stuff like that, they can make people become suicidal.
And have you not noticed how the suicide rate has doubled in the last 2 years?
But
Teenagers suicidal.
the suicidal thing, most of it is because they were bullied in some way, and the majority of them were body shamed.
Right.
I mean, you got to think. You get the fat girl, she's huge, she's fat, she's sloppy, she's out of order, bad body, all of these different things that they can call her. Nobody ever explained to her what obesity is.
Yeah.
True.
Nobody explained to her that there are things that you can do to be healthier.
Yeah.
But then nobody came and told her either, like, listen, sweetheart, we all gonna die from something, so who cares? Just love yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different ways to look at, and what someone would consider an imperfect body.
Right. And it's the view of the person. But 2 weeks ago, I was watching What Would You Do with John Quijones. And this woman took her 2 daughters to the ice cream shop. And she took the skinny daughter up and brought her a big ice cream cone. And then she gave the heavyset little girl carrots and told her she couldn't have any ice cream. And she was doing this, they're all actors. And it was amazing to me to see the adults that stepped up and told her she was wrong and she was out of place. And how could there was even people who gave the girl money to buy the ice cream, gave it to her because they felt her mother was out of place for body shaming her. I mean,
I look at it this way. One, when you come to situations like that, if you got a problem with one daughter being heavy and the other one being thin, why give the thin one the ice cream to begin with? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's something that's supposed to make you gain weight. So that means that I'm encouraging her to be heavy like her sister, and then I'm not going to love neither one of them equally. Like, that just goes so far beyond because that affects both of them, not just the heavy-set one.
I kind of see it as showing favor to one of them.
Thank you. That's the way I saw it.
That's how I see it. Because the skinny one is okay to give her the big ice cream because she could probably eat the ice cream and won't gain a pound. But let me give the fat girl the carrots and because I wanted to lose weight. You know what I mean? That's showing favoritism. It's bad enough she got to deal with all this pressure at home, and then when she goes to school, she got to deal with the same thing. And it messes with her self-esteem, and this is where the suicidal thoughts and stuff comes in. I mean, it's not right. It's not cool.
I just couldn't think that a mother would do it. And then they switched the role. They took the female out, kept the same 2 girls, but then they did it with a father.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. people ripped into that guy like they wanted. There was a couple people that literally wanted to fight him in the ice cream shop, and they had to come out and let them know.
Yeah, fathers are worse.
Right.
You know, mothers have that maternal instinct. They probably might baby them a little bit and say, "Baby, it's okay, it's okay." You know.
Right. It was just funny, but this one really gets me here. It says athletes have to deal with body shaming too. Okay.
Yes, they do.
But this one blew me. My own family member when I was a tween. You have horse hips.
What is horse hips?
You have big hips. You know, horses have really thick thighs and muscle. And they told her you have horse hips.
Oh.
Why would you tell your child that?
Well, wait. That could be.
I see that as a positive to me.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I was always told, you ain't got no ass, but you got thighs like a stallion.
Yeah.
Okay, but see here, she said,
saying?
but she says that's the demon that's followed me forever. That girl that young girl didn't interpret it that way.
Oh.
But again, it's all about perception and relativity. Because to our culture, big hips is something to be proud of. But remember back in the day, a white woman, she didn't want no booty.
No, and she didn't want no big hips either.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
She didn't want no big hips.
Hell
my
no.
God, that's horrible. That's ugly.
Yeah.
Now they want the hips. So the same things that were, playing a mental struggle with them for body shaming to a different individual of a different culture, it would have been perceived differently.
Yeah, I see.
Look at everything that we've gone through in the Black, African, and African American families that would be considered wrong or taboo because other people don't understand. So we don't look at it as a total negative. It's just normal to us.
Right. That's normal talk for us. But I don't know, man.
Because if you told me I had big hips, baby,
You was proud and happy.
hell yeah. Like, I got no ass, but I got some hips. That's half of the battle right there.
All right, so we were talking about athletes, and this one says started track season. Coach's eyes take inventory down and up my 15-year-old body. Did you gain weight? That's what he asked her. Did you gain weight?
Wow.
So she's probably a gymnast or a runner or something where she has to be petite. Did you gain weight? Now she's going to probably go in and start binging and sticking her finger down her throat to lose. Yeah, come on.
You know, I can relate on that part. I can relate on that part because I used to be a gymnast, and in gymnasts, your chest, your torso kind of be big, cause it kind of get the way cause you get butterflies and pull down.
Right.
They used to call me Shira, and I was like, cause I used to be built strong.
Right.
Kind of like a little bit look like a improper fraction, a little bit big on top and small on the bottom.
Right.
And then they started calling me a linebacker because my back looks broad and stuff. I was like, man, all these names. I'm like in adulthood and still getting all these names.
Yeah, the funny thing is though, one thing I realized as kids, we were cruel, man. We could be so cruel. I mean, there was no filter.
Cruel.
Yeah, there was no filter to us at all.
At times I didn't want to go to school. I swear to God.
I was bullied. I was body shamed. People talked about me the way I spoke. It was either you have an accent. Where are you from? That you get tired of.
Right.
And then
Right.
you get oh my God, why do you speak so white?
Right. Right.
But because I am trying to speak properly so you understand what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so you get that. And then when, the family situation and the brothers and sisters and the real dad, the fake dad, the stepdad, I mean, it's like kids were the ones that brought those things to your attention. Now, you didn't notice it from your own house or your family. It was always kids that brought all of your issues, all of your dramas. It was other children that brought that to your attention. Just like you didn't know you were poor.
Right.
Until some kid told you.
Right. That was true because we were just happy. We didn't know we were poor until other kids pointed it out about our high water pants, our cheap tennis shoes, our hand me down shirts. We didn't know.
I was happy and didn't even know. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is Nightlife 24/7. I'm kicking it with my girl Trini Girl, and I got my girl over there, Sweet. We are talking about body shaming. It's grown so much in the last few years among teenagers and especially among adults. We'll be covering the adult side of it on Friday, but today we're still just talking about teenagers. So, hey, talking about athletes, we're going to go back. Here's another comment from another young girl. It says, "You don't look like a runner." My colleague said disapprovingly a few days after I ran my second ultra, I guess, which was a race. In other words, she had put on weight and they was like, "You don't look like a runner."
Now that I can contend to. I ran track.
So did I.
So did I.
I used to have to wear my bra, 3 sports bras, Under Armour tank top, just to keep my chest still while I ran.
Wow.
And before I started breaking records, I'm just saying, broke many records, but before I started breaking records, people would say, "Oh, you're on a track team? Oh, look like you're going to fall over out there trying to run."
Wow.
Are you guys serious? But you don't play no sport.
Too much prestices.
Wow.
I mean, same thing when I got on a swim team. You can't swim, your titties are too big. They're going to be floating like bobbers in the water.
Oh, no the hell. Seriously, you joking, right?
No, I'm not. I quit the swim team.
Wow. But every swimmer is not a skinny person or a lean body person.
But the thing is, especially in Florida, people raise their children to be swimmers. You don't wait until you get into high school to be a swimmer.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So those girls, those were all white girls. There was one minority girl. I want to say she was Hawaiian and black.
Mm-hmm.
But they were very tall, thin, A cup, B cup. And here it was, I'm 5'2" with double D's.
Wow.
My ass off. So I didn't look like a swimmer.
Wow.
Even though I'm one hell of a swimmer.
I don't know, because I think when it comes to athletes, I think it's, like you said, I think it's perspective, because there's so many different sports and so many different shapes and forms to go with different sports. How can I say that's not an athlete? How can I say he's not a swimmer? He's not a surfer. I got a 300-pound guy who can surf his ass off. Just because he looks more like a sumo wrestler, but he's out there surfing. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Exactly. But see, I mean, we all have done it. I mean,
I've done it.
We celebrate. So listen, look at how we celebrate the BBWs doing yoga. You like, oh, girl, you go, girl. That's what's up. Yes, go, big girl. What you gonna do?
Right.
It's like we super praise, BBWs for doing things that we feel like they are too large to be able to do. You got a big girl do a split, she gonna get a standing ovation.
That's true.
She will. Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
Because the skinny girl can't even do it.
Right.
So it's just relative, and it's about the perspective of it.
Yeah.
But we all do it.
Okay, there's another category, since we're going to be closing out the show in a few minutes here, not too long. But people who suffer from eating disorders. This girl says not everyone, this was said to her. She said she thought someone made a comment to her, and she says not everyone can be effortlessly skinny like you. Many people to me said that to me while I silently suffered from eating disorder. I mean,
Okay.
you don't know what's going on with a person when you make these comments. You really don't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my best friend in high school got into a really bad car accident. So they had to take her spleen ruptured and her ribs punctured her lungs. I mean, she was really bad off.
Wow.
So they took out her spleen. She ended up losing one of her kidneys, and I think she had to like cut out her lower lobe of her lung.
Wow.
After she got out of the hospital, of course, when you have major trauma to your body, you're gonna lose weight.
Right.
So
Right.
she probably lost about 80 to 100 pounds.
Wow.
And when she got out of the hospital, she had to be maybe 110, maybe about 110 pounds. Because
But,
we
you
would
know,
say
but
drugs.
most girls are dying to get to that 110 to 125 group.
But she was a fat girl, you know.
Right.
She was a thick girl. That's what everybody would say. She got a pretty face to be a fat girl. You know,
Wow.
she used to be a big girl. That's who she was. So then she turned around 5 months later after she hasn't been seen, you know, and people just, you know, you're teenagers, you're in school, you just think it's somebody, you don't see them, that they transfer to a different school or something. You don't know, what they're going through. And so when she did come back to school, actually it was the following school year, and she was about 110 pounds. And people were saying that she must be on drugs, she must got that shit. She got to be sick. She 100 and something pounds. She done lost a whole person. Not understanding that this girl lost two organs, went through a major car crash. I mean, she was in a whole body cast.
Wow.
And people had no idea. And this woman was fighting for her young life. She was like 15.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I just pulled this up off of CNN that Michelle Zindelin said she learned this from children. 7 positive life lessons you should know to help you boost your self-esteem for body shaming.
Go ahead, hit us with it.
Your legs are the best because they let you walk, jump, skip, and run. That's 1. 2, the best part of everybody's body is your smile. 3, your nose is great because it can smell chocolate, cookies, and other tasty treats. 4, love your arms because they give big hugs. 5, love your hair because mom puts it into pretty braids and makes me feel unique. 6, my stomach is great because it holds all the yummy food I eat. And 7, I love my body because without it, I will be nothing but me.
I like that. I kind of like that.
She said she learned this from kids, and now she's an adult.
I mean, that's cute.
It is. It's cute.
A way to look at different things, put a little bit of humor, but it's still truthful. Everything's truthful.
No, everything's truthful. It's just, and that's why I said it's cute. It's really, I like that. It's just cute.
It is cute.
So,
I mean, like, people used to talk about getting in shape, and I used to be like, I am in shape. Round is a shape.
see, I like you. I like
Round
that.
is a circle.
That's it. Round is a shape. It may not be the shape you like, but it's the shape I'm okay with. Wow. Listen, each one of us in our lifetime have had someone pick on us. Whether you're a male, female, we've had it. We've had it all done. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that each of us has not picked on someone else. We have. Whether we were doing it on our own, under our breath, or with a group, we've done it. And it doesn't feel good. It truly does not. But what I am going to say is this. The world is constantly changing and evolving. And what makes this place so great is the fact that we have such a variety of color, languages, shapes, and forms when it comes to people that you can't sit up here and depict and say one is better than the other or this is the best way to be. I cannot sit up and say the best president in the world is a man. Because one day it's going to happen. We're going to have a female president. And she may be the one that's going to take us to a whole nother level. That being said, be proud of who you are. Be
Michelle
proud of
Obama.
your shape, your color, your culture, your race. Be proud, because no one can take away who you truly are. Understand that. Think about that. So, go ahead and give us a 2-minute spiel there, Trini girl, because I'm going to give 2 minutes to Sweets to say her part on this.
2 minutes spill. Okay. Me as being body shamed, what I did, I decided to imagine that I was somebody else and it worked for me. You can try your own thing to make it work for you. But I know there are a lot of people doing a lot of suicide. Talk to somebody about it before you do anything that you're going to regret, because once you're dead, you're gone, and a lot of people is going to be sad. So talk to somebody about it, and just try to have a positive mind, and remember that there is somebody that loves you out there, even though you may think it's not your family member. It could be a best friend. Okay?
All right, Sweets, go and hit him with it.
Well, first I would like to contribute to the fact that body shaming for me really molded me into who I am. So it's not always a bad thing. When it comes to depression and anxiety, never be afraid to speak to someone, because everyone has been through it one way or another. And if you haven't, it's not fair that you inflict that onto other individuals. Even though you're a person that feels like your body is perfect and someone else's isn't, or, you look a certain way and someone else doesn't. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Because when you're picking on someone, that could be someone picking on your sister or picking on your younger brother. So it does come full circle. Even if you're not the one being body shamed, there's a victim here and there's also a culprit. So try not to be neither one of them, because you don't have to be a victim. If you're on the heavy side, own it, work it, live it, love it. I mean, whatever it is, own it. Because that's what I had to do. I did the things that I was told I wasn't supposed to. I did the things that people didn't expect me to do. It's all about perspective. We don't have to get to the negative aspect of everything, but when it comes to body shaming, there's some things that we can do and there's some things we can't. But the best revenge is success, not depression and what is it called when you're separating yourself, separatism.
Yeah, when you
There's always
non-socialism,
someone that you can
when you're hiding back away from everybody.
Yeah, being standoff.
I mean, but there's always someone to talk to. So body shaming is no joke. It's just the same as bullying. It affects people differently.
Well, Sweets, I really appreciate you saying that, and everybody needs to understand that it affects everyone differently, and how you may be strong-willed and strong-minded, but other people may not, and because of that, they may take matters into their hand to do things that may harm themselves or others just to feel better. In all perspective, just make sure that you're able to talk to someone to make sure that you get the right advice. You talk to someone if you feel that you're being bullied in this way or in this matter. Whether it's your family or friends, and I mean, you got church, you got counselors at school. That being said, love yourself more than you love anything else, okay? And we are definitely going to be talking about this more come Friday. We wish everyone the best, and this is Nightlife 24/7. We're out.
We're out. Good night.
We at Nightlife 24/7 appreciate you, our listener, who has an open mind and heart and are able to listen, learn, and discuss those issues that affect you and your partner. By discussing these issues, we hope to keep the lines of communication open to help inform you, our listener, and our community. It's on your mind, so let's talk about it on Nightlife 24/7.